Okay, so here's construction one. It's to bisect an angle. So when we're bisecting an angle, what we mean is we're just splitting it into two equal parts. So we're going to start with this diagram, and we're going to work on this diagram to bisect the angle. So we're going to call this point up here A, this point here B, and this point down here C. And our first step is using a compass at center B. So that means the pointy part of the compass is going to go on B, okay? And any radius, draw an arc which cuts A and C at points P and Q. So all that means is we use this compass. We don't care about how the distance, what the distance is. So remember, we used to measure it. We don't need to do that anymore. For this one, we're using the center as B, and all you're doing is drawing an arc. Now I'm going to make my radius a little bit smaller. You're going to draw an arc across both arms, and that's step one. Okay. Step two. Sorry, I didn't need to take that out. Step two is doing the same kind of motion again, but using P and Q as our 2 points. So P is going to be this point here, and Q is this point here. So step two is using P and Q as the center, and using the same radius draw two more arcs. So I'm going to just check my radius again. So our radius was about this. So if you're clever like me and you don't fold your compass up, you'll already have your arc, but I've just tested mine again. So as long as it goes to that point there and that point there, we're okay. So using that same radius, we use P as our point, and we're going to do a little arc up here, like this. Okay? And then we're going to do the same thing with Q. And these two arcs are going to cross at a point. And we're going to call this point, they intersect at point, let's call it OR. So we got a point here called OR. And then the last step, step three, join B to OR. So using a ruler, just line it up nice and carefully, B to OR, and just draw the line straight through. And now we've bisected the angle. So let's just have a look to make sure we've done it all correctly. If we measure our angle in the first place, it's about 70 degrees. It's pretty spot on, 70 degrees. If you look around here, we're in the center part here, it goes up to 70. Up to 70. If you look at our bisected line, it actually goes exactly through 35, and it'll go through exactly 35 on that side as well. So we've split it into two. So the whole thing was 70, now we've got 35 and 35. So that's construction one.